Hey there, history buffs. Today I'm diving into the intriguing yet dark history of the Natchez tribe and their involvement in slavery during the early 18th century. Buckle up, because this tale is filled with complex social structures, European colonizers, and a dramatic uprising. First, let's set the scene. The Natchez were an indigenous people who lived along the Mississippi River in what is now Mississippi and Louisiana. They had a sophisticated society with a clear hierarchy, from chiefs and priests to warriors. The Natchez built impressive ceremonial mounds and lived in a matrilineal society, tracing lineage through the mother's side. Enter the French in the early 1700s. They established trading posts and missions in Natchez territory, initially focused on the fur trade. However, as tobacco and indigo plantations grew, the need for labor skyrocketed. The French economy relied heavily on both Native American and African slave labor. Now, let's talk about the Natchez's role in all this. Before European contact, the Natchez, like many tribes, practiced a form of slavery where captives from wars were integrated into their society. These captives performed menial tasks or agricultural work, but could eventually become part of the tribe. With the French influence, the Natchez began adopting European-style slavery while keeping their own modifications. They used enslaved people not just for domestic tasks, but in growing crops, particularly tobacco. This marked a shift driven by the economic influence of European settlers. By the early 1700s, the French had brought African slaves into Louisiana. The Natchez became involved in this system, participating in the trade of enslaved Africans. French records even describe the Natchez as slave traders, exchanging goods like deerskins and furs for enslaved Africans. All this tension boiled over in 1729 with the Natchez Revolt. The French colonial government was pushing hard to control the region and expand plantation agriculture, leading to the forced labor of both Native Americans and African slaves. The Natchez resisted, culminating in an uprising that saw the destruction of several French settlements, including Fort Rosalie. The French retaliated with military force, eventually defeating the Natchez, who were scattered or killed. This revolt was a significant, though ultimately unsuccessful, act of resistance against French exploitation. To sum it up, the Natchez's involvement in slavery was multifaceted. They traded both Native American and African slaves, influenced by and adapting to French colonial demands. The Natchez Revolt of 1729 stands as a stark reminder of the indigenous resistance against colonial oppression and the complex dynamics of the era. Thanks for joining me on this historical journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Until next time, stay curious.